What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the next episode of Sports Talk with Hawk. Welcome into the office as we start the snapshots for the year 2025. Now, what are the snapshots? Very simply, it's what I wish everybody would do on every NFL show for free for the fans to be able to see. Not on NFL Insider, not on ESPN Plus, not with stuff you have to pay for to get the full article. Stuff we want to know. I'm going to give you the general info about your team, where they were in 2024, and what you're looking at going forward into 2025. Stuff that fans just want to know about their team. That's what I'm going to give you. That's what this whole entire idea is. 20-25 minutes about your team, focused on what's happening around your specific fan base, what's going on. And that's what we're going to do. And the team we're going to open up with, more or less because I think they're going to make a huge jump next year, we're going to start with the New England Patriots. The new head coach, Mike Vrabel. Listen, none of the narratives around Jerod Mayo, outside of the fact that he wasn't ready, are correct. The only narrative that has to be said with Jerod Mayo is he wasn't ready to be a head coach. Now, for his sake, I hope he gets a defensive coordinator job again. He can continue to grow, learn how to be a coach. Jerod Mayo was not ready. Was not ready. Neither was Matt Patricia. Let's just be honest here. It's just not how this works. Situational awareness, bad. Game management, bad. They needed to change. Mike Vrabel brings a legitimate, bona fide leader into an organization that is now searching for leadership after Bill Belichick ruined the organization's view from the outside. He really ruined that view. Mike Vrabel talked about in his press conference getting away from the entitlement and getting back to earning your right to be among the NFL's elite. He's talked about the fact that there were guys in that locker room that felt entitled because of the Patriots dynasty. It's not how it works. You're not entitled to anything. To be great, you have to work to be great. You don't get an entitlement to be great or an entitlement to win. So I am super pumped. I think the Patriots win at least 8 games next year. I think they massively, massively improve. You look there, $112 million in cap space heading into this offseason. A ton of money. And honestly, I think the majority, probably 50 to 65 million of that, will be spent on the offensive line. And here's why. This is a defensive draft. They're going to get some skill players. I think they're going to draft one of the running backs because Stevenson won't last with his fumbling issues. Gibson's a nice change of pace back, but didn't show enough. And I don't really believe the other guys can step up the way they need to. They have Demario Douglas. Jalen Polk will find out. Bourne will find out. There's a lot of find out when it comes to this team. So expect them to make some moves. They've got the money. They could take some dead cap hit. They could take $15 million in dead cap. Who cares? Use the dead cap to be able to better the team. This draft is a defensive player draft. I believe this is the draft. You focus on the defense. Get some skill players, but you use the free agency to revamp that offensive line. Here are the numbers from last year for offense. They were 31st in total offense at 292 yards a game. They were 32nd in passing offense at 176, taking a lot of sacks, and Drake May did not have a lot of time. He ran more effectively than throwing. Their rushing offense averaged 116 yards a game. That was 13th best in the league. I expect that number to jump to the top 10 year number 1 under Josh McDaniels. They get a new running back in the draft. There's plenty of them. There's 15, 20 running backs that could be in the NFL in this draft. I fully believe it. So you get a running back. Stevenson's going to be there. Gibson may be moved off, cut, whatever. Stevenson keeps fumbling. The rookie's going to take over. It's that simple. Vrabel does not play around with this. He's going to want to be physical. He's going to want to be big. Look for some veteran guards to be the ones that come in to be able to run block, awareness of what's going on with pass protection. They may draft an offensive lineman, 3rd, 4th round. You see here, they have 9 picks. As of right now, they have 9 picks in the draft this year. And for those of you that may not know, each year you start with 7. You have 1 pick every round, and there's 7 rounds. Trades and everything else changes the number. Right now, they have 9 picks currently in this draft. So they have the ability to take a couple offensive linemen, take 4, 5 defensive players, 2 skill guys, and 2 offensive linemen. I really am excited to see what they do. I think this team is ready to play. They're going to be a thorn in a lot of team sides because Vrabel will have them playing hard. McDaniels knows what he's doing when it comes to offense. I love this. I love this team setup. So let's look at defensively. So, and to finish out the offense, they were 30th in points per game. They only averaged 17 points a game. So that's got to improve. Defensively, they were 22nd on defense in total defense yards per game at 343 yards a game. So on average, they got outgained by 51 yards a game. On average. They were 22nd against the run at 131 yards per game, but they were 10th against the pass. So their secondary isn't bad. It's going to be improved, but it isn't bad. They were 10th in pass defense per game at 211 yards per game, and they were 22nd in points allowed per game. I expect defensively them to be a top 15 defense. I expect offensively for them to be a top 20 offense. And I say top 20 because of how many good offenses we have in the NFL. I don't think cracking the top 10 is realistic. Maybe they could get top 15 in both. But I believe going from the 31st total offense to a top 20 offense, if you're sitting in the late teens, is a success. Be in the top 20 offensively. Move up from from 22nd total defense to a top 15 defense. You're going to win 8 games. You're going to be a thorn in people's side. And, I mean, you got the number 4 pick in 2025. Right there, the number 4 pick. They lost it because, they won, the Bills, through the last game, whatever. The reality is, you're set up. This is the year to make a huge leap. You're playing the last place team in each division this year. This is the year to make the leap. This is the year you do it. You've got to be able to build on top of what this year is, because next year the schedule won't be as easy. You see there, they've got 9 unrestricted free agents and 17 total. I want to go over the free agents with you real fast. Just some of the marquee ones. So you got Jonathan Jones, the corner. He is a free agent. He is 31 years old. He'll be 32 next year. Dietrich Wise is 30 years old, free agent. Austin Hooper, the tight end, 30 years old, is a free agent. And then you got the kicker, Joey Sly, is a free agent as well. He's 29. Most everybody else, they only have 9 unrestricted free agents, and that's most of them right there. They've got, Jalen Hawkins, the safety. He's a free agent. So the team isn't going to make a huge amount of turnover. They've only got 17 free agents, so they're going to be cutting people. That's what that tells you. That tells you they will be cutting people. I love where this team is at right now. Looking at the numbers, this is another number that's going to have to improve. Their turnover differential last year, minus 11. Minus 11. They took away the ball 7 times with interceptions, 5 times with fumbles. They gave the ball away a total of 23 times. Minus 11 in turnover differential. That doesn't work for Mike Vrabel coached teams. That is not a Mike Vrabel coached football team. This team will improve. This is my early pick to replace the Steelers in the playoffs. It is. I don't believe the Bengals. I don't believe in Zach Taylor. I love Joe Burrow. I don't believe in the front office. I don't believe they're going to spend money. I don't think they'll improve the team enough. Zach Taylor can't win in September. Burrow kind of looks like he kind of looks like he doesn't try hard enough in the offseason. I know, it's horrible to question a guy. He doesn't come into the season ready to play football. Cool Joe is, let's just be honest, he's not cool in September. You don't want to watch him play in September. He's awful. The Bengals are awful. Zach Taylor, you bet against the Bengals week 1 all the time. Bet against them week 2. I'd bet against the Bengals all 4 games in September. I would. Not one chance would I give them to win all games in September. You'd probably win 2, maybe 3 of the 4 bets. It's what it is. So I think the Patriots can really jump up. Them and a couple other teams, as we'll talk about in the future. We got 32 of these snapshots to get through. But this team to me is one of the most exciting. This will be potentially the most improved team from this year to next year. 2024 to 2025. I trust this organization. As a Colts fan, I can't believe I'm saying it, but the reality is the organization doesn't have a bunch of turmoil. They let Bill Belichick stay too long. It happens. Great coach, one of the greatest defensive coaches. It happens. So what? They've now pivoted to a new coach, younger coach, ex-player, gets what the Patriots are, gets what the fans are. I think it was a fantastic hire. I really do think it was a fantastic hire. So, we've got all this. We got the new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, cap space, free agents that could be, could leave the team. Where they were last year when it comes to rankings in the NFL. The out-of-the-box idea I have for the Patriots. I was thinking about this because there's a lot of different ways this team could go. They don't need a quarterback at all. They're sitting at number 4. I think they need to go corner. If they can get Will Johnson from Michigan, I would take Will Johnson from Michigan. I really think that. If they feel they can trade back and get him, I don't think that's a bad option. But I want to throw this at you because I know there will be teams that are trying to sell. They are legitimately trying to sell so that they can be in position for next year's draft. There will be those teams. There will be. At this point in time, I'm the New England Patriots. I'm going to go after one organization. I'm going to go after one organization to see if they want to move up. Because they believe they can win now, and the top end of this draft is basically 1 through 15, and then everybody else kind of levels out. I think you go after Seattle. I really think you go after Seattle. To me, the Patriots are going to need leadership plus youth. So in my out-of-the-box idea, yes, if you call these crazy ideas, that's what they are. They're out-of-the-box ideas. So if you're going to be like, that's a crazy idea, duh, I know. But just spitballing here of what could be. What if the Patriots made a trade, gave the Seahawks number 4 in the draft, took their pick in the first round, and also got Tyler Lockett, a veteran receiver, and also got Noah Fant, the tight end? What about that? Here's why. Drake May showed he loves his tight ends. Josh McDaniels loves tight ends. Gronkowski, come on. Gronkowski is not Gronkowski. Yes, Brady was there. The offense was built with him. If they go back, and let's just say for giggle's sake, that Tyler Warren or Christian Loveland from Michigan are sitting at their pick then. You just got Noah Fant and one of the 2 best tight ends in this draft. That would be a success. And you also now have Tyler Lockett, who to me, Demario Douglas really reminds me a lot of Tyler Lockett. I like how he plays. He's got great rapport with Drake May. I would bring in Tyler Lockett to be the number 2, give Demario the number 1, use your slot guy, whether it's Bourne, Butte, whoever it ends up being, because there's injuries all the time with those 2 guys, and I wouldn't have either one of them on the roster. I'd get rid of both of them, bring in a rookie to be my slot guy, bring in my gadget guy. We need a Julian Edelman. We need a Wes Welker. We need a guy like that for Drake May. That's what we need right now. Build this team up the way you need it. So that's my out-of-the-box idea. They give up Tyler Lockett. They give up Noah Fant. And their first-round pick to trade up to 4. They may have to throw in a 5th-round pick, 6th-round pick next year as well. That's fine. But I think that trade fulfills 2 requirements you need to take care of in this offseason if you're New England for the offensive side of the ball. It's a weak offensive draft. Fix the offense in any other way you can. That's my thought process with this out-of-the-box idea. Seattle thinks they're only a couple pieces away. They've got Metcalf. They got Smith and Jigma. They think they're only a couple pieces away. And if they believe they're only sitting a corner or an offensive lineman, Kelvin Banks from Texas, if they think Banks is the piece that they're missing, let them get him. Yeah, you could use an offensive lineman. I would do that in free agency. Go defense in this draft. If you can get one of those tight ends, you're going to get a playmaker. Loveland is tall. He's not as big as Gronk, but he's tall. Look at what Bowers did with the Raiders. Like, guys, come on. Tight ends are coming back. Zach Ertz with Philly. Jaden Daniels. Aiden O'Connell and Bowers. Kyle Pitts has to figure out what to do again. I think he'll be rejuvenated with Michael Penix. Baker Mayfield loves Cade Otton. Trevor Lawrence loves Evan Ingram. Travis Kelce. George Kittle. Like, guys, tight ends are back because tight ends have the leverage. Go get them. Get Fant to be a second guy. You know, the Indianapolis Colts, and even for a while the New England Patriots, because they had Watson and, you know, their other tight ends at the same time. Watson was the blocking, and they would split the other one wide out. Same thing with the Colts. Marcus Pollard was the blocking tight end. Dallas Clark was the receiving tight end. It created mismatch. And then you would bring Brandon Stokely as the guy that was just faster to get through the slot, shiftier. Build this offense, guys. Build this offense. Get the defense in the draft. Get that defense. Get the young players for Vrabel to coach up. You've got a solid secondary. Linebackers. There's good linebackers sitting in this draft. There's solid. I'm not going to say great. There's solid defensive linemen sitting in this draft. If you can hit on 4 out of your 5 defensive picks, you will have won this draft for your organization. But I think offensively, you need leadership and awareness. So to me, that trade with the Seahawks makes a lot of sense. Fills the 2 needs you have because of Austin Hooper being a free agent. Let him go. Bring in Fant, who's got a little bit better hands. He's been vitally underused. But he's going to be your blocking guy if you end up able to draft one of the other tight ends. Either Warren or Loveland. There we go. And that is a snapshot of the New England Patriots. There you go, guys. That's it. That's what these are going to be. We're at 22 minutes right now. And another 30 seconds will be off. And I'll be back tomorrow with the next snapshot. I'm super excited about this. Super excited. Please subscribe. Like the podcast if you like this. This is what I want as a fan. This is what I've always wanted as a fan. And I wanted to bring it to you guys. I'm doing a lot of the journalistic-esque work behind the scenes, getting the stats, looking at other things, the stories. I love this. I absolutely love football. And as a fan, I know I just give me the bullet points. What do we have? Where are we at? Who could we lose in free agency? What could we do? That's what I want to know. So that's what I'm giving to you. And hopefully you guys like these snapshots, even if it's not your team. You'll know more about what's going on around the NFL. And that's what I want to help you with. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. Absolutely love it. I hope you guys enjoy these podcasts. Subscribe, like the podcast, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another one. So until then, for Sports Talk with Hawk, I'm Hawk, and I'm out. Have a fantastic day.